Hello, welcome to Michelle Sews Again. I'm Michelle. Happy New Year, everybody. All right, so if you watched my last video, then you know that I had a goal to publish 3 times a week, Sunday, Wednesday, and Friday. I already missed the very first Sunday of the year. I was not feeling well, and it just wasn't gonna happen. So that's that. My goal is to do 3 times a week. Every once in a while, it may be like this where I miss one. So anyway, this is my very first video of 2022, and I thought I would start out simple, and I am going to share with you the things that I made in December, which if you followed along, then you know that I didn't make very much because we were packing, getting ready to move. So my Vlogmas was all about my top 25 favorite makes over the last year and a half, and not really introducing anything new. I did not make much. So I did make this Style Arc Emmy dress, and I will insert some video here. I don't have it styled or anything because I don't have all my stuff with me. It is in storage, waiting until we move into our apartment. I am going to do a Q&A video coming up really soon here, and I will address the many recent moves that we've had, because I know if you haven't been following along all year, then it might be a little confusing why we moved to move. I'll explain it all. Anyway, so I made this Style Arc Emmy. I will do a separate review video on this, but suffice it to say, it was a fairly straightforward and easy garment to sew. I don't love the way that it looks on me. I feel like I made it beautifully. I'm really happy with all the finishes. The fabric choice was beautiful. I think that I used this, this is actually one of those exterior fabrics, outdoor furniture fabrics. That's what this was. But I mean, once I washed it, it's just like a regular cotton poplin. So this worked really well, and I used that really fine wale corduroy that I bought from fabric.com that I expected it to be a heavy wale because I didn't read the description very well. And I think the two of these paired so nicely together. But you'll see in the video that it just isn't flattering on me at all. It just looks like a big sack. So I do think this is salvageable, and I do think it's worth salvaging. So because I love the colors, I love the fabrics, I love the fact that the hemline of the skirt has darts, so it kind of pulls it into a tulip shape. I think all I really need to do is nip it in at the waist, and I think I'll be happy with it. I don't think I could go down a size because this area here fits me. With that said, one of my goals this year is to improve my fitting techniques, and I do think that maybe not. I was thinking this might need a narrow shoulder adjustment, but I don't think it does because that shoulder line hits me literally right on top of my shoulder bend. So that's not an issue. But there is some like excess fabric right here. So I think maybe the top needed a dart or something, but then I feel like it's gonna make me look even bustier. I don't know, what would you do if this was yours? How would you fit this? Now, I do have the new Cashmerette book. It's packed away with all the stuff from my sewing room. So once I get settled in my apartment, I will use that book because after flipping through it, she has fit adjustments for everything you can think of. So I do think I'll be able to solve my problem by looking through that book. But yeah, this is my one single finished sewing make. I did start 2 other projects that I will finish once I get settled. I started the Love Notions boyfriend cardigan in that really fun mixed animal print sweater knit that I got from Mood. I don't know if I have any pictures to pop up here. If I do, I'll go right there. I also started the Pattern Fantastique Fen shirt in that really pretty blue and orange floral. Was it blue and orange? I might be misremembering. It's a rayon challis that I got from Zink's Fabric, and that's coming along really well. I'm ready to put the sleeve in, but the sleeve didn't pair up with the armhole. And at the point where I was, I didn't have the energy or the mind space to deal with that. So I set it aside. So once I get settled, I'll be ready to figure out, did I cut the pattern wrong? Am I putting it on backwards? Or do I have the wrong arm on the wrong hole? Who knows? It could be any of those things. So I'm close to finishing that because I do have the collar on. I'm pretty sure all I have left is to put the sleeves on and to hem it and then buttonholes. I think that's all I have left. And then as far as other finished projects, I did ice dye 3 pieces of fabric. I don't think I took a picture of the third one. So I'll put up pictures of the first 2. I was exploring tone on tone color combination. So I did one version that was all in blues, different shades of blue. And that one was more of a geometric, architectural type fold. It was all like straight lines and things like that. And the other one was shades of pink. And that one was more of an organic type of fold. The third one was a small piece of fabric. And I honestly, for the life of me, can't remember what I did. But I do know I had like a smaller 1 yard piece of fabric that I dyed. I can't remember. It was oh so long ago. It was all of last month. And then the last thing that I did was I ice dyed 3 skeins of yarn. And I will be honest with you, I don't necessarily consider that project a fail, even though I did have to, I threw the yarn away. People had some great suggestions for what to do with it. There was no way I was gonna sit and untangle that. It wasn't happening. But there was probably something I could have done with it, but by the time I got the suggestions, it was too late because I was in eliminate mode while I was packing, so that was long gone. But it was really inexpensive yarn. It's cotton. It'll break down in any landfill that it ends up in, so I don't feel bad about it. I don't consider that a fail because I think every single thing about that project was successful except for the fact that I threw it in the dryer. That was an idiot move on my part. I did try and bind it up with rubber bands. It just wasn't enough to keep it from flailing. I think the colors in that came out fantastic. So a lot of people recommended some other yarn dyers for me to follow on YouTube, and I've been binge watching them and their stuff is gorgeous. The issue that I have is that they're all doing, they're using acid dye yarns, which is a completely different dyeing method. And it's a completely different set of dyes. I've already invested quite a bit of money in fiber reactive dyes. And those are used for fibers that are made out of natural, let me rephrase that, out of plant-based fibers like cotton and things like that. The dyes that these professional indie yarn dyers are using are acid dyes, and they are made specifically for animal fibers like wool and things like that. So the process is different and the dye assortment is different. So I can certainly learn some things from those videos. I'm obsessed with watching them because I think they're fascinating, but I'm not going to invest in a whole new set of dyes. So I need to figure out how to make the fiber reactives work for me. And I definitely can buy the yarn that comes, the same kind of yarn that they're using that's not already wound up into like a a ball skein, and that would allow me to hang it and it would probably dry faster. I do think that the ball skeins of yarn will eventually dry, so I'm not opposed to trying that again. I just need to be a little more patient. That's all. And I think I'm gonna do it both ways, because I think that the final product that you get from dyeing it in a fully wound skein versus just, you know, the loop skein is going to be a different end product. So I think I'm going to actually do an experiment where I try the same colors and the same like pattern of my dye on both and see what the different outcomes are. That sounds like fun to me. Anyway, so that's December for me. Anyway, wherever you are, I hope the weather's amazing. I hope you're able to get some sewing in, unlike me, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.